Well, today on The Breakdown, we're stepping into a conversation that sits at the intersection of equity, workforce development, and the literal foundation of this country. National Engineers Week is approaching its 75th anniversary, and while we celebrate innovation, we should also confront the numbers. Black Americans make up about 13% of the U.S. population, but only 4 to 5% of the engineering workforce. At the same time, America is in a major infrastructure moment. Bridges, highways, water systems, airports, all being rebuilt or modernized, and the country is facing real workforce shortages. Joining me now is someone who doesn't just talk about infrastructure, he definitely lives it. Michael Williams is a licensed professional engineer, a structural and bridge engineer with nearly 15 years of experience. He has led inspections on hundreds of New York City bridges. He now leads the Indianapolis office for Lawson-Fisher Associates. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to The Breakdown.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we've seen a recent dip in Black engineering graduate. What worries you the most about this trend?
I think what worries me the most is that we have people who have the potential to become engineers who don't know that they can be engineers because they don't see enough of us. Even in my undergraduate days, I mean, there were 3 of us out of over 100 students. And, with engineering week approaching and with me approaching a different phase of my career, I thought it was important for me to reach out and speak to some students locally and just get the word out that, hey, there are engineers that look like us, that have all types of backgrounds and, different interests. And I'm just trying to spread that word.
What worries you the most about this trend and this dip in Black engineering grads?
I mean, it's a trend in engineering grads in general that we just don't have enough of them in this country. So, if we can reach any group, whether it be the female engineers or the Black engineers, that just to spread the word out that, maybe sometimes you should try something a little bit different if you want to be a little bit different, later on in life. And I think we have the opportunity to spread the word and get it out that, yeah, there are Black engineers and, just move from there.
Why would you say that representation matters when we're discussing infrastructure of our country?
I mean, because I think everyone brings a different perspective to the table. So with infrastructure, maybe people in different neighborhoods have different ideas and, they bring different, just ideas to the table. Um, with me, I grew up in New York City. At one point I did work for the city of New York as an engineer. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do that is because and what drove me to engineering, especially structural in the first place, is because I saw how much it affected everyone around me, from the bridges to the roads to the subway system there. And I just wanted to know, how can I make it better for the people who are actually using it, which was, my friends and my family. And again, I think just everyone, regardless of race or gender, brings a different perspective to the table, and having, representation from everywhere equally. If African Americans would make up 13% in this country, there's no reason we shouldn't make up, 13% of the engineering workforce.
And engineering is one of the most stable, high-paying career paths in the country. Talk about some of the opportunities that come with engineering.
I mean, that's a good point. I spent a month in the Bahamas at my first firm, inspecting a couple of bridges down there. I've been sent to Alaska throughout the country for conferences and going to different offices. It's just the money aside. You get the opportunity to see things that you have never seen before. As I said, I grew up in New York City, but I've inspected bridges in the state of New York, where the only vehicles on the road were like horse and buggies, so you just get to see all those things, and it really just gives you the opportunity to appreciate the world around you in a different way. And so,
But really quickly, for parents watching, what are some of those early signs that their child might be wired for a career in engineering?
I mean, I think the easy answer is science and math. You know, if your child has a strong science and math background, but for me, I like to take things apart and try to put them together. And I laugh because my mother said I used to try to put things back together. I didn't always succeed at putting it back together, but it's really just wanting to know how things work, and some people just take it for granted, and some people really want to know how things work and are willing
Mhm.
to spend the time and while other people are watching TV and playing video games, just go to the library and research things. And that was me. Really. I just want to know why and how for just about everything. So,
Well, Michael Williams, thank you so much for sharing this information with us. We appreciate you just for joining us here on the Breakdown.
all right, thank you.